Hello everyone. Today we will study Laplace transform of a derivative. That means Laplace transform of f dash of t or Laplace transform of f double dash of t. We are going to study here how to find the Laplace transform of a derivative. So if L of f of t is f of s, then L of f dash of t is defined as s into L of f of t minus f of 0. So always the first term is L of f of t and the second term is 0 and then it goes on extending. So first term is, suppose you are having f dash of t, the first term will be s into L of f of t. When we have L of f double dash of t, then we will have this first term as s square L of f of t. So now L of f dash of t is s into L of f of t minus f of 0. But L of f of t is f of s, so I can write s into f of s minus f of 0. Similarly, L of f double dash of t will become, now we are having 2 dash. So we will have s square. It will start with s square. Second term will become s. Third term will become 1. First term is L of f of t. Second term is f of 0. The third term is f dash of 0. So we are having s square L of f of t minus s into f of 0 minus f dash of 0. If you have to calculate L of f triple dash of t, since we are having 3 dash here, it will start with s cube, second term s square, third term s and then 1. First term is L of f of t, second term is f of 0, f dash, f double dash. Only thing, the first term is only positive, all the other terms are negative. Only the first term is positive, rest all the terms in the L of derivative function is negative. For example, we are given a function f of t is equal to t for 0 less than or equal to t less than 3 is equal to 6 for t greater than 3. We have to find L of f of t and L of f dash of t. First, we have to calculate L of f of t, and then in the formula for L of f dash of t, we require L of f of t and f of 0. So what is f of 0 from the given function? When t is varying from 0 to 3, f of t is t, which means that when t is 0, when f of 0 will become 0 because f of t is equal to t, and when t is 0, f of 0 will become 0. So first our aim is to calculate L of f of t. L of f, since f of t is defined in 2 intervals, we have to calculate L of f of t by using the basic definition of Laplace transform. So we know that L of f of t is equal to integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus st into f of t dt. Now how is f of t defined? It is defined in 2 different intervals. One is from 0 to 3, other one is from 3 to infinity. So writing this integral 0 to infinity as 0 to 3 plus 3 to infinity. So writing 0 to infinity as 0 to 3 plus 3 to infinity. In 0 to 3, f of t is t. So instead of f of t, I will replace it by t here. And in 3 to infinity, f of t is equal to 6. So we have 2 functions which are to be integrated. So to integrate the first function, since there are 2 functions of t, we will integrate by using integration by parts formula. And the second one, 6 can be taken outside, so e raised to minus st can be integrated directly. So here we have to apply, for the first term, we have to apply UV rule or integration by parts. We know that we have LIATE rule for choosing u. So now algebraic function is there, so t has to be taken as u and e raised to minus st is taken as v. So the first term is u integral v. So first term is u integration of v, which is e raised to minus st upon minus s, minus integration of derivative of u is dt, and integral v will become e raised to minus st upon minus s between the limits 0 and 3. And then when 6 is taken outside, the integration of e raised to minus st will become e raised to minus st upon minus s between the limits 3 and infinity. Now integrating this again. So integration of e raised to minus st upon minus s. So one more minus s will come. So we will get e raised to minus st upon s square. So integration of e raised to minus st upon minus s will become e raised to minus st upon s square. Now apply the upper limit and the lower limit. E raised to minus infinity, we know it is equal to 0. E raised to minus infinity is equal to 0 because e raised to infinity is infinity, and e raised to minus infinity will become 1 upon infinity, that is equal to 0. So here when we apply t as infinity, we will get the answer to be equal to 0. So now here applying the upper limit, so 3 e raised to minus 3s upon minus s minus e raised to minus 3s upon s square. Lower limit when t is 0, this is 0, and when t is 0, we will get minus 1 by s square plus 6 into, when we apply the upper limit as t equal to infinity, we will get 0. Lower limit we will have minus of e raised to minus 3s upon minus s. Just simplifying this, just applying, here we have applied UV rule and then applied the limits, the upper limit and the lower limit. Similarly here also. Simplifying, just opening the bracket. So we will get 3 e raised to minus 3s upon minus s minus e raised to minus 3s upon s square, minus into minus is plus 1 upon s square. Again 6 plus into minus, but already you have a minus sign. So we'll have 6 into e raised to minus 3s upon s. So here we are having minus 3 e raised to minus 3s upon s. Here we are having 6 e raised to minus 3s upon s. So we can combine first and the last term and we can write 3 e raised to minus 3s upon s. Second term as it is, third term also as it is. So we have got L of f of t is equal to minus e raised to minus 3s upon s square plus 1 upon s square plus 3 e raised to minus 3s upon s. This is L of f of t. Maybe we can take e raised to minus 3s common from the first and the third term and write L of f of t. Next we have to calculate L of f dash of t. To calculate L of f dash of t, we know the formula as S L of f of t minus f of 0. L of f of t is already calculated in the previous step. Now we have to calculate, we know we should write what is f of 0. So as I told you in the beginning, f of 0, when t is 0, f of t is defined as t. When t is 0, f of t is defined as t, which means that when t is 0, f of 0 will become 0, which means that this term is 0. So we have to just substitute for L of f of t minus f of 0. We can take s inside the bracket. So 1 by s e raised to minus 3s into this s will get cancelled and 1 s will get cancelled here also. So 3 minus 1 by s. So we were asked to calculate L of f of t and we have calculated L of f of t by using the basic definition of Laplace transform, integrated the functions and then applied the upper limit, lower limit and then substituted that L of f of t in the formula for L of f dash of t. So L of f dash of t is equal to 1 by s plus e raised to minus 3s into 3 minus 1 by s. Second example, we have to calculate L of d by dt of sine t by t. Derivative of sine t by t is to be calculated. So if I take f of t as sine t by t, then our aim is to calculate L of f dash of t. So if we take f of t as sine t by t, then our aim is to calculate L of f dash of t, because f of t is this bracket term. So d by dt of f of t will become f dash of t. We can write f dash of t. So our aim is to calculate L of f dash of t. But what is the formula of L of f dash of t? It is s into L of f of t minus f of 0. So our aim is to calculate the Laplace transform of sin t by t. Or we have to calculate the Laplace transform of f of t. F of t is sin t by t. So we have to calculate L of sin t by t first. So now L of sin t by t. We are having division by t property, which means that whatever is the function in the numerator, that Laplace transform, the Laplace transform of that function is to be calculated. So since we have division by t property, whatever is the function in the numerator, the Laplace transform of that function is to be calculated. Which means first we have to calculate L of sin t. Whatever answer we get, that has to be integrated between the limits s and infinity. So we know L of sin t is 1 upon s square plus 1. So L of sin t by t will become, this answer has to be integrated. Whatever is the function in the numerator, that Laplace transform is to be integrated between the limits s and infinity. So s to infinity ds upon s square plus 1 is tan inverse of s. So tan inverse of s between the limits s and infinity. When we apply the upper limit, tan inverse of infinity will become pi by 2 minus the lower limit as tan inverse of s. Tan inverse of infinity is pi by 2. And pi by 2 minus tan inverse of s can also be replaced by cot inverse of s. Okay, so we are given we have to find L of d by dt of sin t by t, which means derivative of sin t by t is to be calculated. So suppose I take sin t by t as f of t, our aim is to calculate L of f dash of t. To calculate L of f dash of t, we require L of f of t. So we are calculating the Laplace transform of sin t by t using the property of division by t. Division by t states that whatever is the function in the numerator, calculate the Laplace transform of that function, and then that function is to be integrated between the limits s and infinity. Then integrating this, applying the upper limit, lower limit, we get the Laplace transform, or L of f of t is cot inverse of s. So we got L of f of t. Now we have to calculate f of 0. What is the value of the function when t is 0? So what is limit t tending to 0 sin t upon t? We know that limit t tending to 0 sin t upon t is equal to 1. Okay. So f of t is sin t by t. We have done the standard limits. So limit t tending to 0 sin t upon t is equal to 1. Limit t tending to 0 sin t by t is equal to 1. L of f of t, we have got cot inverse of s. F of 0 is 1. Substituting everything, we get L of sin t, or L of f dash of t is equal to s into cot inverse of s minus 1. This is a standard limit. Limit t tending to 0 sin t by t is equal to 1. Third example, L of d by dt of 1 minus cos t upon t. Which means again we have to calculate the derivative of 1 minus cos t by t. So we can take this 1 minus cos t by t as f of t. So let f of t to be equal to 1 minus cos t by t, which means that we have to calculate L of f dash of t. L of f dash of t is to be calculated, and we know from the formula L of f dash of t is s into L of f of t minus f of 0, which means we have to calculate L of f of t. F of t is 1 minus cos t by t. We have to calculate L of f of t. So L of 1 minus cos t upon t. So again we are having divided by t, which means we have to apply division by t property. And in the division by t property, whatever is the function in the numerator, we have to calculate the Laplace transform of the numerator. The answer is to be integrated with respect to s between the limits s and infinity. So first we have to calculate L of 1 minus cos t. Now since we are having a negative sign in between the two functions, L can be taken inside. So we can write L of 1 minus L of cos t. L of 1 is 1 by s. L of cos t is s upon s square plus 1. This is the Laplace transform of the numerator. Now we are having division by t, which means that whatever is the Laplace transform of the numerator, that function is to be integrated. So L of 1 minus cos t upon t will become integration s to infinity of this function. Again 1 by s integration is log s. Here also 2 is missing to get log function. So multiplying and dividing by 2. This is of the form f dash of x upon fx. The derivative of the denominator, if it is there in the numerator, we can write log of the denominator. Derivative of s is 1, so we can write log of s. Derivative of s square plus 1 is 2s, but 2 is missing, so I can write half into 2s upon this. So integrating, we will get log s minus half log between the limits s and infinity. Again, if I apply the limit as it is, so we will get log infinity minus, or infinity minus infinity, because log of infinity is not defined. So infinity minus infinity, again that is not defined. So we have to combine the log functions. To combine the log function, now here we are having log s, we are having half log. So log a minus log b cannot be applied directly. So we should have the same coefficients for log. So what I am doing is, instead of removing this half, I am going to multiply here half, so that we can write log s as half log s square. So when we simplify this, we will get log s as the answer. So writing log s as half log s square, or you can do that is take this half in the power and write this as log of root of s square plus 1. So both the methods are okay. So I have not taken that root. Instead I have taken half log s square. Now we are having half common, we can take outside, and then log a minus log b. So log a by b, log a minus log b is log a by b between the limits s and infinity. And we know that when we apply the limit as s equal to infinity, the upper limit will become 0, only the lower limit will remain. So we will have 0 minus half log. Why it becomes 0? Because when we substitute s as infinity, it will become, it's not defined. To take s square outside from the denominator, cancel that s square and then apply the limit as s equal to infinity. We will get the answer as log 1, but log 1 is 0, so we will get 0 minus. To remove this minus sign, again we can take the reciprocal of this fraction. So I can write half log s square plus 1 upon s square. This is L of f of t. So L of f of t is half log s square plus 1 upon s square. We require L of f dash of t. Now L of f dash of t is s into L of f of t minus f of 0. This is L of f of t and then f of 0. What is f of t? We have taken 1 minus cos t upon t. We have to calculate what is the value when t equal to 0. So again, when we substitute t equal to 0, we will get 1 minus 1 upon 0, that is 0 by 0, which is again not defined. So using the trigonometric formula for 1 minus cos t, which is 2 sine square t by 2 upon t. Again, trying to make use of the standard limit, which is limit t tending to 0 sine t upon t. Now here we are having t by 2. So writing denominator also as t by 2. So this 2 is written in the denominator as t by 2. So writing this 2 in the denominator as sine t by 2 upon t by 2. So one more sign will remain, that is sine t by 2. So when t tends to 0, This will become 1. This will become 0. So 1 into 0 is equal to 0. Okay. As it is, when you apply t equal to 0, we will get 0 by 0 form, which is indeterminate, which is not having a finite limit. So now making use of the trigonometric formulas. So 1 minus cos theta is 2 sine square theta by 2. And then we are going to use we are going to make use of the formula limit t tending to 0 sine t by 2 upon t by 2. So to get t by 2 in the denominator, I am adjusting this 2 in the denominator and writing this as sine t by 2 upon t by 2 into sine t by 2. Now apply the limit as t tending to 0. First term will become 1, second term will become 0. So the answer is equal to 0. So f of 0 is 0 and L of f of t is this. So I can write s into this answer minus 0. So L of f dash of t is s by 2 log of s square plus 1 upon s square. L of f dash of t is s into. So just making use of this formula to calculate the derivative, only thing our aim is to get L of f of t. So L of f of t can be either calculated by using the properties of Laplace transform or by using the basic definition. So we can write s by 2 log of s square plus 1 upon s square. Next example. If L of t sine omega t is 2 omega s upon s square plus omega square the whole square, then find L of omega t cos omega t plus sine omega t. We are given L of t omega sine t equal to this. Now suppose if I take f of t to be equal to t sine omega t. Suppose I take f of t to be equal to t sine omega t. So what is its derivative? What will be f dash of t? There are two functions of t. So use u into v rule and find the derivative of t sine omega t. What will happen? T into derivative of sine omega t will be omega cos omega t plus sine omega t into derivative of t, that is equal to 1. So if I take f of t to be t sine omega t, f dash of t becomes omega t cos omega t plus sine omega t, which means we are given sine omega t So which means if we take f of t to be equal to t sine omega t, then we can write f dash of t as omega t cos omega t plus sine omega t, which means if you are given L of f of t, we have to calculate L of f dash of t. So our aim is to calculate L of f dash of t. So we know from the formula L of f dash of t is s into L of f of t minus f of 0. L of f of t is already given in the formula, given in the problem. F of 0, what happens when t is equal to 0? When t equal to 0, we will get the answer as equal to 0. So we will get the answer as s into 2 omega s upon s square plus omega square the whole square minus 0, which is equal to 2 omega s square upon s square plus omega square the whole square. Okay, you are given some, we need not calculate L of f of t, it's already given what is L of f of t. We have to just calculate L of f dash of t, and L of f dash of t is s into L of f of t minus f of 0. L of f of t is already given in the problem, substituting and simplifying. Next problem, given L of sine root t is root pi upon 2s raised to 3 by 2 into e raised to minus 1 by 4s, prove that L of cos root t by root t equal to this. Again, you are given L of some function. So let us take this function as f of t. So let f of t to be equal to sine root t. What is f dash of t? What is f dash of t? Now f dash of t will become sine derivative is cos into the derivative of root t is 1 upon 2 root t. So I can write cos root t upon 2 root t, which means we have to calculate half of L of f dash of t. Our aim is to calculate L of f dash of t, only thing this 2 is extra here. If I take f of t as sine root t, then we have to calculate sine of the derivative of sine root t, which is cos root t upon root t. So L of sine root t is given. We have taken sine root t as f of t, and when we differentiated sine root t, we got cos root t upon 2 root t. So our aim is to calculate L of f dash of t. Only there is a difference of 2 here. So by using the formula of L of f dash of t, which is s into L of f of t minus f of 0. So already we are given what is L of f of t minus f of 0. We know that when t is 0, sine 0 will become 0. So it is only f dash of t is this. L of f dash of t is equal to s into L of f of t minus 0. F of 0 is 0. So now we are having here also 1, 2, here also 1, 2. That 2 can be cancelled and can be written as L of cos root t upon root t is root pi upon. Here also we have 1s, here we have s raised to 3 by 2. So if I combine both the s's, we will get s raised to half. Rest all the terms are same. Now if I combine here also root pi, here also root s. So if I combine both, I can write root of pi by s into e raised to minus 1 by 4s. So if L of sine root t, so we have taken this function as f of t, we have calculated L of f dash of t, and from there we got the result as L of cos root t upon root t. One more example. Given f of t is equal to t plus 1, f of t is equal to t plus 1 for 0 less than or equal to t less than 2 is equal to 3 for t greater than 2. We have to find L of f of t, f dash of t, and L of f double dash of t. First step is calculate L of f of t. F of t is defined in 2 intervals. So make use of the basic definition of Laplace transform to get L of f of t. So L of f of t is integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus st into f of t dt. Now f of t is defined in 2 intervals. One is from 0 to 2, other one is from 2 to infinity. So writing 0 to infinity as 0 to 2 plus 2 to infinity. In 0 to 2, the function defined is t plus 1, and in 2 to infinity, the function defined is 3. So we have e raised to minus st into t plus 1 dt plus integral 2 to infinity e raised to minus st into 3 dt. Again, we have two functions of t, which means we have to use integration by parts to integrate this function. T plus 1, we can take it as one function because t plus 1 whole thing is an algebraic function. So let u be equal to t plus 1 and v be equal to e raised to minus st. Use u-v rule or integration by parts. So again u integral v minus integral of derivative of u, that is dt, integral of v. So u integral v minus integration of derivative of u into integral v. And then here 3 can be taken outside. Integration of e raised to minus st will become e raised to minus st upon minus s between the limits 2 and infinity. Again, this function is to be integrated before applying the limits. So e raised to minus st integration will become e raised to minus st upon one more minus s. So we will have s square here. So when we integrate this, we will get e raised to minus st upon s square plus 3 into the same function. Apply the upper limit as t equal to 2, t equal to 0, t equal to infinity, t equal to 2. So when t is equal to 2 in the first integration, 2 plus 1, that is 3, e raised to minus 2s upon minus s, e raised to minus 2s upon s square. When I apply t equal to 0, only 1 will remain. Lower limit has a negative sign. This will become 1, 1 upon minus 1, minus 1 upon s square, plus 3 into upper limit e raised to minus infinity is 0. Lower limit is e raised to minus 2s upon minus s. Applying the upper limit minus the lower limit. Simplifying. So 3e raised to minus 2s upon minus s minus e raised to minus 2s upon s square, minus into minus plus, so plus 1 by s, plus 1 by s square. Here also minus into minus will become plus 3 into e raised to minus 3s upon s. So this 3 and the first and the last term will get cancelled. First and the last term will get cancelled. The remaining will be 1 by s square and minus e raised to minus 2s upon s square. This will remain 1 by s square and minus e raised to minus 2s upon s square. This is L of f of t. Now we have to calculate L of f dash of t. Already L of f of t is known to us, substituting it over here. Okay, before that, what is the value of f of t? We know that from the definition, from the given problem, when t is 0, f of t is defined as t plus 1. So when t becomes 0, then f of 0 will become 1. So this f of 0 will become 1. L of f of t is equal to this. Okay, this is already given in the problem. We are given that f of t is equal to t plus 1 for 0 less than or equal to t less than 2, which means that when t is 0, the function defined is t plus 1. So when we substitute t equal to 0, we will get f of 0 equal to 0 plus 1, that is equal to 1. So f of 0 is 1, L of f of t is this, and s for the formula. Take s inside. So 1 by s, e raised to minus 2s upon s, and minus 1. Again, this 1 and minus 1 again will get cancelled. We will have 1 by s minus e raised to minus 2s upon s. This is L of f dash of t. Next, we have to calculate L of f double dash of t. So use the formula again and then substituting there. So L of f double dash of t will become, L of f double dash of t is t is s square L of f of t minus s into f of 0 minus f dash of 0. This is already calculated. We know what is f of, that is equal to 1. We have to calculate now what is f dash of 0. F of t is t plus 1. F dash of t will become 1. So we will have f of t is t plus 1. F dash of t will become 1 because the derivative of t will become 1. 1 will become 0. And so when I put t is equal to 0 here, we will get f dash of 0 is equal to 1. So f of 0 is 1. F dash of 0 is 1. Substituting everything in L, f double dash of t. This is already we have derived L of f of t. F of 0 is 1. F dash of 0 is 1. Simplifying, taking s square inside the bracket. So s square upon s is s. S square into s square, then become 1. This s square also will have minus e raised to minus 2s minus s minus 1. Again, s will get cancelled. 1 also will get cancelled. The remaining will be minus e raised to minus 2s. Okay, we are just making use of the formula for L of f dash of t and L of f double dash of t. In both the formulas, we require L of f of t. So first we are calculating L of f of t, and then from the given problem, we can write what is the function f of t when t is 0. So when t is 0, function is t plus 1. So when you replace t by 0, we will get the answer as 1. Similarly, f dash of 0 is the derivative of f of t. Again, f dash of t will become 1 because the derivative of t is 1 and 1 is 0. Substituting everything in the formula, we will get the L of f double dash of t. So thank you and see you in the next lecture.